It's not class time, but Buldeng says he wishes he could go to school. His school, however, is not like it used to be. It's now in a UN camp for displaced people, where he's been since he fled fighting in his hometown in the north of the country.
When
the fighting took place, our schools were destroyed and my brother and I were afraid we'd be recruited by armed groups, so we ran to the UN camps for safety. Now I miss my old school and friends.
Buldeng is one of more than 60,000 children receiving education in UN camps around South Sudan. The civil war, now in its 5th year, has seen thousands of people killed and millions displaced. It's also had a major impact on education, with 1.8 million or 70% of school-age children not getting any. The United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, says 1 in every 3 schools have been destroyed, damaged, occupied or closed at least once during the war. And even in those areas where there is no fighting, there are still challenges to be faced getting access to education. South Sudan's constitution provides free education, but students have to pay schools for registration and for uniforms and exam fees. With the war weakening the economy, many families struggle to find the money and pull their children out of school. Most of those forced to leave are girls. Nancy Kafuki is one of them.
I used to go to school, but my father passed away and my mother couldn't afford to pay the registration fees for me and my siblings, so now I don't attend classes. I don't feel good about that. The rest of the kids get to go to school and I can't go.
The UN says South Sudan has one of the highest illiteracy rates in the world, about 3 out of every 4 people. And there are concerns the war will ensure that rate goes even higher.
Basically, UNICEF is very concerned that almost a whole generation, 30% is just about 1/3 of the entire school-going population, are not going to school, and how adverse will that impact the future of this country when almost entire generation will grow up not having gone to school.
For Nancy Kafuki and Buldeng, they know what it is like to sit in a classroom. They hope the situation in their country changes and changes soon so they can continue with their education and be part of a brighter future. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Juba.